Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori. If you're new, I'm so excited that you're here. This is one of my favorite videos to film literally of the entire year. We are doing the flip through of my 2024 reading journal. Can we just take a moment for how gorgeous and stunning she is? Like, she is perfection. I want to be her. So we're gonna flip through my updated spreads. I'm gonna talk through some differences as well, why I changed certain spreads from what I did last year. If you want to see my 2023 reading journal flip through, it is linked in the description box below. Let's get into it. Make sure you grab a coffee, tea, water, snack. The first bit of this video is going to be me like setting up a lot of these spreads. The latter half of this video is going to be flipping through these spreads, giving you the thought process and explanation behind them. I'll make sure to have chapters of that as well in case you are less interested in seeing the actual setup. You can just skip to the actual flip through of the finalized, finished spreads. So I hope that you're excited. If you are, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Let's do this. Hello besties! I'm very excited for this moment because we are going to do a flip through of my 2024 reading journal, and I have to say this is one of my favorite journals yet, even though I haven't even started using it yet. I'm just so excited for it. So this is from Archer & Olive. It's one of their newer collections, and this year I decided to go with a vegan leather cover because I talked about it in some of my old videos, but I was getting the linen covers and they hold up pretty well, but you tend to see wear on the spines a little bit more, and I don't know if you can see it on the top there, but I'm hoping, and we will trial it out this year, but I'm thinking that the vegan leather is just gonna hold up a little bit better. This little like composition notebook moment, I am absolutely obsessed. I have passed away from the cuteness. It is absolutely everything. So these aren't stickers, these came on the cover. I might add some stickers. I'm trying to figure out like how I want them to look. I don't know if I will add additional stickers over top of this because I'm just so obsessed with it. I will link, if they still have it available, I'll link the one that I got in the description down below. I do have a code with Archer & Olive. I always get the A5 size. It is Tori Pages 10 for 10% off your purchase, linked in the description box below. I'm also going to leave my 2023 reading journal flip through link down below because I am going to talk through some of these spreads and some of the changes. This book belongs to Tori Pages. Yes, that is my official last name if you're curious. I'm totally kidding. It's not. I have my Prince of Hearts calling sticker because I will be forever enchanted by Jax from the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. So that was a must. Also, can we talk about this metallic reflective checker pattern on the inside? I have passed away from cuteness. I never do anything with this first page because it never stays open. It's kind of like a dead page. So I just put this cutie little reading flower because this is the energy I'm manifesting for 2024. I always do my bookshelves of the year. So this year I'm color coding them differently than what I did last year. Last year I did it by genre. This time I'm going to color them in by kind of type that I'm reading, meaning ebook, audiobook, physical book, or immersive reading, because I've been doing a lot more immersive reading towards maybe the middle or the latter half of 2023. I started reading my physical books along with the audiobook. Love reading books like that, especially fantasy books. So I'm curious to see when I fill this all out. It's going to be very colorful. I tried to pick a more colorful palette than I did last year, and I'm very curious to see how many books I actually immersive read. So I do a couple of pages of bookshelves just to make sure that I have enough space for all of the books that I read in the year. Then this is going to be my books by month spread. This is going to be a bar graph. Now we have some spreads that go along with my reading goals for 2024. So one of my goals is to read at least half of my books from either the library or Kindle Unlimited. So combined, those two need to make up half of the books that I'm reading. So this is going to be my library tracker. I'm gonna have the book, the month that I read it in, and then just look up kind of an average cost of the book, or maybe just on Amazon or whatever, and write in how much that book would have cost if I like bought the book. Same thing for Kindle Unlimited. I love Kindle Unlimited. I am a Kindle Unlimited girly. I read the romance, I read the fantasy romance, I read the fantasies. I feel like they have just such a good selection on Kindle Unlimited. So it is a subscription service. Obviously you pay for it monthly. I think it went up from $10 to like $12 or something like that. But I do still have a savings column here because if I read like multiple books on Kindle Unlimited each month, I'm still gonna be saving coins. You know what I mean? I had to bring back my books hauled spread. I have January through June, and then I have a secondary page for July through December. This page was critical last year. It helps me plan my pre-orders and stuff too. I get to organize when I need to film a book haul. 2024 book releases, I did this last year as well. So this just helps me to plan out, okay, when do I have some stunning book releases coming out that I probably will want to purchase? And I try to, again, plan my anticipated releases videos because I do those quarterly for y'all. I do have some of these filled out. I do have my 2024 most anticipated video up January through March. My 5-star reads of 2024, I always do a spread like this. These boxes, I think they're 5 by 7, so 5 across, 7 down, and then I will just print out the covers of all of my 5-star reads for the year and pop them in here. So I think there's 32 spaces. Next up is my book by type spread and my 2024 reading goals. These are very revamped from last year. Book by type is just to track for each month of the year how many physical, audio, or ebooks that I'm reading, and then the total books that I've read in each month, and then I have totals down the bottom as well. This is a big change. It makes my brain very happy to look at this page. Previously, I would always put, well, I'll just show you. I don't know what you call this, like a bar graph almost. Like I'm gonna color in when I'm reading books and I hit 20 books read in the year, 40 books, 60 books, 80 books is always usually my goal, even though I tend to always read more than 80 books, at least for the past 2 years. This is how I used to track it, and I used to have the individual boxes to color in to track how many books that I read in the year. This makes my brain so much happier. I just don't love the way that like all these little boxes look. It's a personal problem. Track books however you would like and whatever makes your brain happy. Some of my other goals, I want to finish 5 series because I read a lot of fantasy romance, I read a lot of fantasy, so I want one of my goals to be finish 5 series, and I'm gonna do the same thing, color in as I go, and then annotate at least 10 books. I am on my annotation journey, and so I wanted a way to track that as well. This is one of my favorite spreads. So if you watched my 2023 reading journal flip through, you would have seen the absolute mess that my series tracker was. In that one, it didn't work for me. I stopped using it like maybe a month or 2 into the year because I just hated the way that it looked. So let me zoom in a little bit. This way is so much more organized and cute. So I have all of the series that I'm currently reading. I did give myself room a whole nother page because obviously I'm gonna start more series in 2024. But as I go, I have the name of the series, I have each of the book names that are in the series, and they're color coded, and then as I read a book in the series, I will just color in the next book, and that way I know how far I am in the series, how many more I need to read, and just like track it a little bit better. And then there are series that they aren't completed series yet. So for example, Guardians of the Dawn, it's planned to be a 4-book series. So I've read Zara so far, but next year Ami is coming out, and then I just left 2 blank spaces because as we get the names of those book releases, I will fill them in. This is new as well. So my friend Danica in Pages, I will leave her Instagram on screen. If you're looking for any type of bullet journal inspiration, she is the ultimate inspiration. She kind of tracks genres in a similar way, so I wanted to try that for 2024. I have fantasy romance, horror, thriller romance, and lit fic. Now, these boxes, I'm not gonna read 100 of each of these genres, like that is just unrealistic, but I read the most fantasy and fantasy romance, so these are 20 spaces across by 5 down. I know that fantasy and fantasy romance are going to be up there in how many I read, and then horror, thriller, romance, and lit fic are going to be a lot less, but I just wanted to make sure that I had enough spaces and I didn't run out once you're in like September or October and you just run out of spaces for your most popular genres. I'm not that delulu. I know I won't be reading 100 of each of these genres, but that was the thought process behind it. Then we have an author backlist page. This is just to help me stay organized. Not all of these books are necessarily series, so they don't fall into my series tracker page, but for example, Elise Kova is an author that I have been nonstop reading. I love her, but I do need to finish the Air Awakened series, so I have Water's Wrath, Crystal Crowned, but then she has other series that I want to dabble in and just try. So I have A Deal with the Elf King and A Duel with the Vampire Lord. T. Kingfisher is another really good example. Like, her books aren't necessarily a series. She has a lot of standalones and she writes from so many different genres. So T. Kingfisher, I do want to read Swordheart and Paladin's Grace, but I also want to read A House with Good Bones. I just have sticky notes because these are other potential authors that I'm going to add to this page. So Brandon Sanderson, question mark, John Gwynne, and Ava Reed. I didn't want to completely like fill out the spread immediately. I want to make sure that these are authors I definitely want to read more from their backlist. So I've done my 2 definites, but the rest we will fill out throughout the year and see how it goes. This is my trope tracker. I'm hoping to track books that have some of my absolute favorite tropes in them. So if you know me, if you're familiar with my channel, I love a one-horse trope, such a tension builder. I love it so much. Who did this to you? Knife to throat, because obviously. And then I have space for one more, but I have been very conflicted on what I want to track for this last one. So there will be one more to come, but I just love this page. I think it's so cute and I can't wait to fill it out. And then I'm thinking I'm going to be making videos as well. In case y'all like these tropes too, I will have some videos with book recommendations that have these tropes. So let me know if that's a good idea, if you'd be interested in watching that. And then these are my last 2 kind of like, I guess, annual spreads before we get into my January spread that I put together. I'm just curious to see where the majority of my books will fall in. So I have different categories of 100 to 200, 200 to 300, etc. And I'm just gonna do little tally marks as I go through for how many books I've read in each category. I have a feeling that it's gonna be 300 to 400 and 400 to 500 as my most popular, but I have been reading a lot more books that might fall under 500 to 600, and my goal is to start reading a little bit longer books. And so if I'm halfway through the year and I find all of my books are falling into the shorter book lengths, I'm gonna try to push myself to read a little bit longer. And then if you're new to my channel, I thought it would be helpful for when I do flip throughs to have kind of my rating system of how I rate books. I think this is a fun exercise as well if you're planning your bullet journal, just to kind of think through, okay, what does a 5-star mean to me and what does a 1-star mean to me? So this is mine. 5-star, absolute personal fave, masterpiece, would reread, would die for these inked pieces of paper, 1 million out of 10. 4-star is excellent, great book, emotionally invested. 3-star, good, just not great, I might forget about it. 2-star, doing the bare minimum, struggled to finish. And a 1-star is a no from me. It's probably a book that I DNF'd. This is the last spread that I have in here so far. So this is my January wrapped spread. This is how I'm going to be doing my monthly reading journal spreads, I guess, from now going forward. I started this at the end of 2023 and I'm going to be continuing it into the new year because it's working for me so far. So this will be much more filled out at the end of January, but I like to have what I gave for my average rating for the month for all of the books that I read. Format, ebook, audiobook, physical book, my favorites list. So if I read books that really stood out to me in January, they will go here. And then these will be pie charts for genre, TBR, meaning how many books did I read that were on my TBR versus not on a TBR, and then stars as well here. I am gonna shout out these stickers because I ordered them off of Etsy. This is the Etsy store that I purchased my stickers from. I will leave it linked below as well because her stickers are so cute. This is just a thank you note that she sent, but I actually do have the stickers of all of these. These stickers are from her as well. This one's from Redbubble, and all of these stickers are from her. She has such a cute cottagecore, just absolutely adorable illustration style. So I ordered a ton of stickers from that shop, and that's how I'm going to be decorating my 2024 bullet journal. I might order a couple more from some different stores, but this is what I have so far, and we love to shout out small businesses on this channel. That is my 2024 reading journal so far, my friends. I will continue to update this in my reading vlogs throughout the year, and then we will do a mid-year flip through and then a final flip through at the end of the year. But I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.